Okay, guys, we're back.
We're back. A little technical difficulty.
Yeah, I was tripping over my words so much there that I think I ripped the internet cord out of the wall, so my apologies. But we're back, so I'm going to do a little bit of backtracking just to make sure you heard. So really quick, Optimate dealer contest going on. Ready for it this time. So after you go ahead, you get your install done, you snap a picture, you're going to post it on the Facebook or Instagram of Alpine at Alpine USA. So you're going to make sure you post, tag them on it, and also put the hashtag Alpine Sound. So that's going to be your barrier of entry. But by doing that, you are going to go ahead and get entered in the contest. All you have to do is fill out a form. We got a link to it in there. You're going to get yourself an Alpine Heritage t-shirt, and you're going to get entered in to win that Optim 8. It's going to be a great opportunity. And again, much like with most of the contests that our vendors sponsor, all you guys have to do is just do what you do good. Just keep selling, keep presenting those the top tier options to your customers, and the rest is going to go on. So good luck to everybody in that, and hopefully, because again, this is going to be for Alpine all around the United States. Hopefully, you get some winners in our territory. So good luck to everybody on that.
Yeah. So thank you, Ben, and we'll kind of shift our ways over here to the Solar Gard Beat the Heat contest.
Another contest.
We got a lot of contests running here. GoFast. So the Beat the Heat contest, our good friend John Nicholas came down a couple weeks ago when we did the Solar Gard Brand of the Week from Solar Gard, and he displayed a heat lamp display. And what that basically entailed is we are going to be giving one of those away next Wednesday on the live. And for every $250 you spend in Solar Gard, it's going to give you one entry into our giveaway, as well as liking and sharing any of our Facebook Lives.
Go ahead, get down there
Share.
now.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, and $250 doesn't take a lot. That's like you guys should be getting 2-3 entries per order on
exactly.
this one. So great opportunity in there. And then Joe had an opportunity to see that display in person, which is awesome. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of demos that you get in tint. Again, when you're talking about radios, things like that, you usually have cool soundboards. But with tint, you don't always get it. Yeah. So I think John also on the live when we had the video on there also gave some info on the benefits of selling tint. So if you're not a tint shop already, you may be interested in it. He goes in and highlights the profitability that you get out of there.
He does.
So yeah, definitely go back and check that one out.
Yeah, and it was cool seeing, on the heat lamp display as he spotted the different types of film, your HP smoke, your NR smoke, your Vortex IR, your Galaxy. So everything, is in that heat lamp display. You want to see what types of different film do, heat rejection, all stuff like that. That is what is needed. Hopefully, someone can win it and really kind of learn how to what they sell.
Yeah, and we're going to be giving one away for free. Again, Joe kind of gave you a couple ways that you can go ahead and get it, but don't always just rely on our giveaways. Again, free stuff is great, but if that's something that you would want in your shop and you don't end up taking it away with the giveaway, we can go ahead and get those for you. We can facilitate those for you. So don't limit yourself to bettering your shop just when it's free. And I know that's kind of a joke. Most of you guys are out there doing a tremendous job of pumping up your shops and adding in demos. But anytime you see these ones on here that we're giving away for free, keep in mind it's almost in every scenario you're going to have the opportunity to get that demo for your shop if you don't win the contest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like Ben said, just because this is going next week and it's a giveaway, it's not like, oh snap, I'm not going to be able to get a heat lamp display. If you want them for your shop, they are available. We can get them for you.
Yeah, this one's a one of one. This one's like special. John came in, kissed it, signed it, everything. It's going to be a one of one. So that's the collector's edition one. But there's more of them out there too, so don't worry. So that's going to be a couple of the contests we got going. There are still some promos going on. So first one I'll talk about is from Sony. We have their retail-facing promo, which is now going to include the Sony XAV AX6000 and XAV X3200. And they also have all of their mobile ES products on promo as well. So if you're not an ES dealer, it's a great opportunity to go in, become an ES dealer at a discounted rate. And also a great time to help drive some ES business into your showrooms and into your stores as Sony is going out, and like they do, they are going full force when promoting this on a national level. So that should bring a lot in. And a lot of those promos have also been extended through October 1st. So we've got a lot of meat left on that bone for these promos. Let's really go out and take advantage of them. And also make sure you're sticking close to your sales rep as well. They will add things into the promo calendar, and sometimes things go away as well. It could be, Sony has control over that one, but there is going to be stuff that gets added in periodically into this, so make sure you're staying current and staying up to date with that. So like we always say, you buy low, you sell high, buy when it's on promo, sell when it's off, make that extra money, but stick with your sales rep closely to find out what those dates are going to look like. Yeah. So that's going to be Sony. We got one other promo that we got going on. This is like the staple here.
It is. I mean, you and Johnny talk about it almost every week. That's the SiriusXM promo. The buy 5 tuners, get 1 free. Still running to,
at least the end of the month.
At least the end of the month.
At least the end of the month. We got it through the end of the month at least.
Yep. So, you guys, are on the phones, ask them about what promos are still running. Johnny and Ben do a fantastic job of every week, just reiterating the promos and drilling them to your head so you don't forget. So.
Yeah, and the one thing that we're going to drill in is the fact that your customers get the tuners for free after rebate. They get free service. So there is a great opportunity to get some product into your customers' hands that they maybe wouldn't have thought of otherwise, get a service that they wouldn't maybe have picked up previously, but they're doing it because you went out and pitched to them, you showed them the light, you showed them what they can get. And then you get a little reward for that too, because even though the customer gets that thing for free after rebate, you get to sell it to them. You're not rebating them. SiriusXM is rebating them. So that's a huge, huge, huge benefit that you guys have. And we're going to talk about our vendor spotlight, KENWOOD, in a little bit as well. But all of these radios that we have out here, Sat Tuner ready. A lot of the radios you guys are pushing out every day, satellite tuner ready. I think we have a huge opportunity still. I think that I'm going to say meat on the bone like 1,000 times today, but there's a lot of meat on that bone. Make sure you're maximizing the sales. If you have any questions on the best ways to do this, I suggest you reach out to Nate. He's one of the best sales guys we've got on the team here. He absolutely kills us on our own internal contest. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, month after month. Nate's on fire.
I know. Joe's putting out communications, giving us updates on where we're at, and Nate's just like off to the races running. And that's because he does a great job of pitching out, explaining it to his dealers, and then helping his dealers communicate it out to the customers. So rest of the sales guys, we tried too, but if you really want to go ahead and get some great best practices, I bet you could talk to almost any of Nate's dealers, and they're going to really show you what's what when it comes to that. And they're making that extra money in there. They're going ahead and giving that experience to their customers. And I think everybody, Nate included, with these contests is making a little extra money as well. So congratulations to Nate, and anybody that is not taking advantage of these promos, go ahead and get on them now.
Yeah, for sure. Ben said it best. SiriusXM, Sony, everything's running hot right to the end of the month. So keep up with it.
Yep, and then another thing that we're going to be running hot into up until middle of next month is registration for our winter summit.
Right there.
Banners
changed and everything.
I know, it's still warm out, still sweating. You got to put the AC on in the car.
Yeah, I don't like that word. It's too early for that word.
We're talking about winter summit already. So yeah, it's one of those things where we're really looking to take advantage of that last little bit of summer, going out with the kids and going to the lake or whatever you're going to do. But soon enough, we know it is coming. It's inevitable, and it's the winter time, and it's remote starters. So sometimes we get a little nervous coming up to it because it is such a huge part of our business, but it's going to be inevitable. And if executed properly and successfully, this is when all of us, again, make the most money. So very, very, very important that you are prepared for it, and what better way to prepare for the season than coming to the Winter Summit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm mostly behind the scenes when we lead up and talk and promote to these shows. So it's kind of nice to to have Johnny out and me in the spotlight for a day today to talk about the Winter Summit. So I know we do have a lot to talk about, but on my part, I just want to talk about what we're going to be doing in terms of the dealers and getting registered for the summit and walking in the building and stuff like that. A lot of you guys know this is my 4th show as a as a GoFast employee. I've attended 2 expos so far and the summit last year, so this is going to be my 2nd summit. We are going to be doing the Eventsy app again. Like I said, a lot of you guys who have attended our past 3 shows are familiar with the Eventsy app. It is set to launch live on Monday, this coming Monday, the 14th at 8 a.m. The join code will be WS23 WS Winter Summit 23 the year. So WS23, that will go live Monday morning at 8 a.m., just about a month before our show. Monday's the 14th, our show's the 13th, so kind of that 31 day period there. And there will be pre-event challenges, like always, as our past two shows. And if you're, kind of getting in these pre-event challenges, which we are making, a requirement to be entered into the grand prizes this year, because we want to know. It makes us easier to, find your name, find your shop, and stuff like that. So that's going to be a requirement this year. So please fill out the pre-event challenges, and who knows, maybe like the expo back in April, if you fill them out, one lucky winner, you might win something. You never know.
And that's very, very important. Now, Joe does a tremendous amount. So when you guys come to these shows, again, I think we can all agree that GoFast shows are some of the biggest, best shows that you're going to see anywhere in the country, definitely in the Northeast. So it's always beneficial for you guys to go. But a lot of times, what I don't think most of our dealers and our vendor base, maybe the vendor base does, realize is that this is put on by a very few number of people. Joe does a lot of heavy lifting on this one. So make sure when you see him at the show, he's probably gonna be tired. He's gonna be run down. He's gonna be stressed out. It's gonna be a great day for him. I know it is. But go and make sure you say thank you to Joe as well, because he's the one that's very, very instrumental in putting this one on. And then as soon as that clock hits the cocktail hour, you're going to see that weight lifted off him, and he's going to start getting ready for the next one.
Absolutely.
So that's exactly what you want to hear on there.
And I like the people that come by the events he helped us and they're asking, because, that shows, you're getting engaged with it. You want to be part of the giveaways. You want to be entered into the giveaways. You want to sign up. A lot of them open the app, and it's still on the show from the previous year, which is good. I mean, it means you didn't delete the app. It means you want to be involved in the next. So, we're going to be going around, scan the booths, being part of the trainings, and maybe some other stuff that we're going to be looking forward to. So keep up to date on our website, summit.gofst.com. Get registered. Keep on an eye out for the complete schedule and stuff like that. So that is definitely something to look forward to. And Summit's just about a month away.
Yeah, we're getting there. So a great idea. Again, get out in front of this. Make sure you have that app downloaded. Yeah. I think we're very technical when it comes to things in vehicles. A lot of times we get a lot of people that show up to the show, forgot to download the app. Maybe they didn't know what to do. Maybe they were a little confused. Reach out to us. We'll help you get that going. But get it all done ahead of time. Again, for one, make sure you're doing that pre-event challenge. Again, that's going to be imperative to get entered into the grand prizes that we have. So there's your big reason to go ahead and get that going. But also get it out of the way so that when you get to the show,
you're all set.
You're going. You're not waiting in line to talk to Joe about how to get everything set up. You can just start going, scanning, and getting your learn on and getting ready to go. Because this show, like we do with all of them, is going to have tons of trainings. So we've listened to you guys. One change we made with our mobile expo in the springtime was we changed all the trainings into their own designated rooms. Yeah. We're going to be doing the same thing again here, make it a little bit easier for you guys to hear the trainers and interact with the trainers. There's going to be 6 different sessions that are going on, so lots and lots of opportunities. And it's not just remote starters. This is, again, the wintertime is going to be an opportunity for a lot of different categories. So we're going to have lighting companies there as well. We're going to have paint protection film demos. We're going to have detailing demos going on the floor. So a lot more than just remote starters. So if you're a shop that doesn't get into that category, still go to summit.gofst.com. Yeah. Make sure you check it out, read through. There's definitely going to be a ton of stuff for you guys to take advantage of.
There's something for everyone at all these shows,
Yeah, and then things like show specials. Yeah. We're talking about a bunch of different things right now. We had an awesome training last night with DEI and with Prestige, so we've got some ideas kicking around with them on some show specials. So we're really excited about those. We're also going to do the old Shoot 'em Up Corral, the GoFast outlet. That's going to be making another. That was a very, very popular addition to the shows in the last couple shows. So we're going to be bringing that thing back again. But yeah, tons of giveaways, tons of prizes, contests, things like that going on. So more than enough reasons to come. But again, paramount, I think, hands down, is going to be that you're going to get yourself ready for the winter season. If you have anybody on the team that is maybe new, maybe you have a salesperson that you want to cross-train and transition to be able to do installations, or maybe you have an installer that you want to have come down and talk to some of the trainers about how they can help sell. Yeah. Maybe they can come out from under the dash and come out and sell. It's a great opportunity to get some people trained, and also for the principals to come down and talk about remote starter programs. So when you're registering for the Winter Summit, you'll have the opportunity to get a one-on-one with your salesperson, where you can go and talk about the remote starter programs, get signed up for those. Or you can go in, we're going to be doing a broad GoFast overview in one of the trainings as well, so you'll be able to check out starter programs there also.
Yeah, and it's kind of, it's really cool to see when we do these shows, not just in September, but we also do our spring show in April. A few of these vendors, or I should say several few, attend both, especially the lighting ones, and it's really cool to see their transition between their stuff in the spring they promote and the stuff also in, the fall or leading up to the winter, or both. You got your round season stuff too. So that's a big thing. It's kind of, I'm not coming to this show because it's the same stuff. It's totally different. It really is. The Winter Summit is really cool. Although a little bit of a smaller show, but still learning just as much.
Yeah, so not all the vendors are going to be there. We do get that question a lot. This isn't where all the vendors are going. This is going to be more winter focused. But to Joe's point, it is growing every year in terms of the number of vendors that attend and the types of trainings that we do. Again, you're going to be putting in headlights all year round, but one thing, unfortunately, that happens in the winter, 4 o'clock rolls around, it looks like it's midnight out there. So lighting becomes even more paramount. You've got municipal vehicles out there plowing the roads. You've got personal vehicles out there plowing the roads that need strobe lighting and emergency lighting and things like that. So these categories, for some shops, maybe even more busy, may have twice as much business as you'd have in what we might consider the more traditional time during the summer when we're doing a lot of that stuff. So again, if you're a shop that does remote starters, if you're a shop that gets into security category, it's a no-brainer. Get signed up now. Go ahead and get registered. But if you're a shop that traditionally doesn't get involved with that, make sure you're looking into this. Make sure you're checking out the trainings that are going to be offered out to you. And kind of like we were talking about with the ALPINE training that's going on, better your shop. These are opportunities that we don't always get, especially locally. This is a free event as well. The only thing that we ask of you is your time to come down, and then parking, things like that, just the logistics of getting in there. But we don't have any charges for coming into the show or anything like that. We're giving away lunch. We're giving away prizes. We're doing the happy hour specials at the end as well. So tons and tons of reasons to come down. But first thing you have to do is get registered. Registered is paramount, but we're going to reward you for that too. So as we had mentioned last week, if you were to register between last week and the show today, we're going to be giving away a $100 gift card to reward you guys for getting that head count in early. We're going to keep that train rolling as well. So just because you missed out this time around doesn't mean it's over for us. You can register between today's show and Tuesday next week. We're going to be giving away a $75 gift card. Yeah. Following week's going to be 50,
25.
Keeps on rolling.
Then we're at the show.
then we're right there. Yeah. Then you're going to come down. You do have to be present at the show to collect these. Yes. So that is another.
Yeah. The famous Bob Hernandez will be up on stage, kind of running that auction. $100 gift card, $75 gift card. Come down and get it.
Yeah. So we made that promise. We're about to come through on that promise right now. So we're going to kick it over. And
who's our $100 winner?
Here we go. I like that. We're off to the race already. So thank you to everybody that has registered already. Yeah. We do have a lot of registrants in. So thank you so much. I'm going to have to get a couple of my guys on there.
Al Medeiros.
Yeah. Al, you are the winner of the $100 gift card. Thank you so much for registering early. You don't know how much that means to all of us, especially the sales staff. We love early registrants here. Yep. I'm sure Joe does as well. Yep. But thank you so much for registering early. Come on down. Check us out at the show. Get that $100 gift card. Maybe spend it at the outlet. Yep. We don't know. But thank you again. And again, if you did not register yet, summit.gofst. You can find information there as well as registration links. If you're just on our website, gofst.com, you're going to see a banner there for it. We're going to be sending out emails. We're going to be sending out texts. If you haven't got them from me already, you're going to be getting some more periodically as well, so keep an eye on there. And then if you're one of Jonathan's accounts, you probably already took 50 calls on it already. Be prepared. He's ready to go. We still got some time left. You're getting about another 1,000 calls on those too. So Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, so again, that's going to be very, very paramount. But we also want to make sure that we are still thanking and remembering the platinum sponsors from Mobile Expo 2023. So today, our vendor spotlight, KENWOOD. I mean, I think this goes without saying, but one of the premier brands that's been a supporter of GoFast for since the inception, was a supporter in the previous regime before we transitioned over to GoFast. So KENWOOD has been on the team and has been rolling hard with us for years and years and years, and probably one of the most recognized brands from a consumer standpoint. You know, we deal with tons and tons of brands, tons and tons of great brands that are out there, but a lot of times you have to go out as a salesperson and really pitch those brands. When you have somebody like KENWOOD on your team, when people walk in, you have instant brand recognition, instantly know that it's going to be associated with quality. And in a lot of times, when you guys sell that stuff, you're getting into some of those bigger ticket sales. So really a win-win for everybody across the board. We're going to be putting out an ad, being that they're the vendor spotlight, with some SKUs in there as well. And it's going to range across the board. We've got a couple radio options out here right now, some that have been sticking around for a while, like the KENWOOD DDX26BT. Awesome unit, a basic video piece with a disk drive. Got to point that out. KENWOOD, one of the only manufacturers still holding strong with a disk drive. If you're from New England, you're from New York, you're from the Northeast in general, you know that we still love our disk drives.
We do.
If you talk to somebody from California, an executive out in California, they tell you there's no such thing as a disk drive anymore. You don't need it. Nobody has those anymore. Welcome to where we founded the country. A lot of us are still, like, I think, still in that mindset of the Pilgrims here. We're just not going to get out of that one, so we still want it. KENWOOD is still supporting us on that. So that's actually a really, really huge benefit that you're not going to get from everywhere else. Yeah. But a basic, relatively basic unit like that, still Maestro compatible as well. So you could still do higher end installs with some of the entry level pieces from KENWOOD. A huge benefit there that you also don't get with some of the other manufacturers. KENWOOD 47 series, entry level CarPlay, Android Auto, probably, and I'd have to run the numbers on it overall, but probably my fastest moving KENWOOD piece overall, one of the most popular units that's out there. Been around for a couple seasons now, or about a season, maybe season and a half now. So a lot of you guys are familiar with that one and driving that one home. But they do have some new stuff out there as well, including the KENWOOD DMX 9708S. So on the higher end of the spectrum there, that one's going to be your wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto piece. You could do mirroring through HDMI on an iPhone. We get that question all the time. How do I mirror my iPhone? Not always the easiest thing in the world to do, but KENWOOD makes it possible. There are a couple pieces that you need to execute that, so get with your sales rep to make sure you're clear on that. But also able to wirelessly mirror Android phones. So KENWOOD giving us some huge support there. Revamped, new GUI, awesome unit. If you didn't know that they have replaced some of the units and have some of the new ones out there, make sure you check it out. Again, the 9708 is out here right now, but there's other models that are also, the 8907 is another unit that's out there that is brand new to the mix. But they don't stop at just radios. Again, we're gonna shoot over to the far end. We're still in marine season, so tons and tons of marine options from KENWOOD. They have full packages, so if you want some retail-facing packages that have the speakers and the radio individually boxed on the inside, so again, if you wanted to break the packages apart, you do have that flexibility, but they'll have basic packages that are great for just cash and carry for some of your DIYers looking for something basic, maybe to outfit their boat, or again, if you're looking to install them, you got some options there. And then a couple cool pieces as well, and relatively unique here. There's a JVC one that's going to be similar as well, but KENWOOD has the KCM 5024BT. We get a lot of questions now for things like side-by-sides, for classic cars, for jet skis, boats, places where you traditionally wouldn't have a radio. Well, you've got a solution here now so you could still put in an awesome sound system. It's got a proprietary Bluetooth connector on there, so you can just mount that thing up front, connect phones right through Bluetooth, no need for any other source units, but you could still go ahead and get a nice amplified system. I actually was working with a dealer yesterday on putting together something where we're looking to do a little mixed mono setup on there, so tons and tons of flexibility, but they'll have 4-channel, they'll have monoblock versions of them as well. Marine's still a big category. We're kind of getting to the end of the season. We're talking about Winter Summit. Lakes freeze over. Everything freezes over. And not yet. I was still sweating profusely on the way in because my AC is not working in the car. What a surprise.
A lot of fishing left for those fishers. You know, September's a really good month on the water.
Yep. So there's still going to be opportunity. meat on the bone. We still got opportunities for the marine stuff. And Kenwood, while again, I think probably most known or most popularized by a lot of the dealers for their source units, they do a ton with the entire system, whether it's loaded boxes, whether it's powered under seat subwoofers, whether it's amplifiers, speakers, they're gonna have it. Dash cameras, again, DRV N520, a great addition to go onto something like the DMX 9708 and get you collision avoidance. So something that you can go ahead and do directly through the radio. That's another huge category that's out there. Kenwood allows you to integrate it into their source units. So again, another really cool feature. And then obviously they're just going to have anything to support the installation of those radios as well. So whether it's standalone dash cams, whether it's universal cameras, they're going to have it all. And also one of the really, really nice things with their cameras, all very high resolution, all HD. For the most part in there, they got some entry level stuff in as well, but a lot of high definition products. And when you're talking about collision avoidance, you're talking about backup cameras and safety and things like that. That's huge. It's huge to go in there. So make sure you go and check out the entirety of the line. Make sure you support the entirety of the Kenwood line. Again, you're going to be, I know you guys are going to be killing it with the radios. You guys are going to be killing it with single DINs, double DINs, floating screens, navigation. You're going to be hammering away with all that stuff. But make sure you don't forget about the rest of the line. Even something as entry level as the Kenwood KFC 1666S's. I think I wouldn't be embellishing when I say that this is probably one of the most criminally underrated sets of speakers that's out there. Price point wise, you can't beat it. Profitability wise, you can't beat it. It's something that can literally go in just about any customer's car that comes in. That can fit a 6.5-inch speaker. They've got other sizes as well. But whether it's something that's entry level, just replacing some blown factory speakers, maybe getting somebody in with their first starter system, a great addition in there. But don't let the price points fool you. I think you'd be best off to try these out yourself. I go off a lot of feedback that I get from you guys, but you are going to be surprised. You are going to be pleasantly surprised when you hear something like that. And you're going to now know that it doesn't take a ton of money to give a customer a great experience, and you can also make a fair amount on there as well.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much to Kenwood.
Yeah, nice job, man.
Yeah, the one of the biggest supporters, platinum sponsor of Mobile Expo, 2023. I'm sure Mobile Expo 2024 as well. Always on the cutting edge of technology. Make sure you get with your sales rep if you have not already, and get some info on the line. Again, we're in talks with a few different things, so we might have some cool info coming for you from Kenwood as well in the near future. I can't say too much on there, but some really, really cool opportunities. So again, I can't imagine that you wouldn't know we carried Kenwood at this point. But if for some reason, I don't know how this would happen, but if it escaped you, you have access to it, and you're gonna probably have potentially have access to some other cool stuff in the future. So thank you guys for showing up today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe, for coming on and helping support me.
Educating a little on the stuff that I might not be so familiar with, but I was glad I was able to jump on and talk Winter Summit.
And I don't know if you caught it earlier on, but Joe's going to be doing his Race Choice live as well, so make sure you check that one out. And if he keeps up with this, I think he did a great job today, Joe. He might be taking my job. You might be seeing Joe and Jonathan.
I don't think so. We'll keep Johnny off, I think we make a good pair here.
Look at that. Okay, yeah. I like this one. So we're going to leave you guys off with a video Bob Hernandez did with Kenwood at the Mobile Expo 2023. Check that one out. I'm going to go get back on the phones to cover for Jonathan. I'm sure they're going crazy. Yeah. We want to see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Mobile Expo 2023, I'm in the Kenwood booth, and Josh, I'm getting a little booze today.
Yeah, it's a little bit of deja vu going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, we've got the Kenwood Magic Mystery Box.
Yeah.
And we got a whole bunch of new stuff in here.
We do,
Talk
absolutely.
to us.
Yeah, so this year we've got 3 new receivers that we started shipping. The DMX 7709, 8709 which is our wireless Apple CarPlay Android Auto. And then the 9708S, which introduces all three as a shallow chassis. So problem vehicles, Jeep GL Wranglers, things like that, they'll fit into. 9708S is obviously going to be our top tier in that category. Wireless mirroring, all kinds of great goodies that are found in all three of the receivers. In addition to that, we do have our Marine Motorsports amps as well. Continuing to expand that line, we'll have the Bluetooth cage style receiver that'll start shipping here in a couple months as well. A lot of exciting things on the home front from Kenwood too.
Right, you guys have those two big left-right teams, right?
Right.
Kenwood, JVC.
Kenwood, JVC.
So you guys have got some of the best product. I mean, some guys come to us every year looking for your product.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's even hard to keep your stuff in stock. That's how it is.
It's a good problem, right?
That's right. High-level problems to have.
Right, exactly.
So, Josh, I'm sure we've been through this once or twice before.
I feel like
I've done this with you. Platinum sponsor.
Yeah.
You guys do it every year. Thank you for your support. Without you guys, we don't put these shows on.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Happy to be able to be a part of it, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right.